Well, hello friends, and how you doing? How you having? How's your week going? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to be here, start the week. I wasn't here live yesterday, but it was so deep. We're getting ready for tax season. It's a busy time. But for those of you joining me on the replay, big happy replay day to you. We're live and I'm excited to welcome you to today's live level up conversation.
Welcome to Level Up with Winnie's Son.
Hello, friends. I'm Winnie Sun, your host, Forbes contributor, CNBC council member, and award winning financial pro, here to keep you on top of relevant, trending business news. But most importantly, as you know, you're part of today's discussion. So we're going to be sharing your feedback during the community moment throughout the show. It is such a treat to be here with you. And I wanted to welcome you back from the week. I hope that you've been having a good week so far, that Monday served you well. We have so much to talk about today, but let's start with the bare bones market update, right? We want to know how the market closed. And, certainly, if you can tell, I'm a little chipper today, probably because we ended on a pretty positive day. All three indices ended positively. The Dow closed up 371 points. The Nasdaq closed up 178 points, and the S&P 500 also up 37. So those of you who are investing, maybe you were looking at the last few weeks thinking, can this get any worse? Well, I guess we had a little bit of positive news today, and certainly we'll take it. Now, Wall Street, as you know, was lifted a bit today. And why did that happen? Well, there was some big activity in the tech area. So we saw some good news come out of Microsoft and Apple as well. And we're looking for key information as we're paying attention this week to how they're going to read inflation numbers. Are inflation numbers going to sort of settle down a little bit? Are they going to stay around the same? Well, hopefully they don't go any higher, right? Now, we do know that the tech heavy NASDAQ actually turned positive because earlier it was actually down quite a bit. And it gained later in the afternoon. So we saw activities, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, each of them actually increased by more than 1% today. And so, days like that, we'll take it. We're happy. For those of you who are contributing to those names, I guess you might be happy to hear that as well. Now, something that you might not be happy about, and then I don't think it'll include all of you, and I almost think I should ask you for a raise of hands. How many of you out there own a Hyundai car or a Kia car? Because if you do own one of these two vehicles, whether it be a vehicle, be a car, a SUV here in the United States, well, you might have been told that it's probably best that you park your car outside and away from buildings due to, believe it or not, a possible problem with these vehicles that they might just potentially catch on fire even when they're not running. That's right. Almost 500,000 vehicles here in the United States are said to have this potential fire hazard. So if you have one of these Hyundais or Kias, these potential fire combustible vehicles, very, very important for you to know not to park your vehicle in your garage. Goodness gracious. So this is the news. Actually, it's coming out. They're saying that this problem, they're they're calling it a potential due to foreign contaminants, that the anti-lock brake computer control module could possibly short circuit, and this could possibly start a fire in the engine compartment. So you definitely don't want this in your garage, and you definitely don't want it near another building. But my question is, do you even want it near another vehicle? Next time I go in the parking lot, I might make sure I kind of stay clear of these vehicles. But anyway, Hyundai issued a recall. This is for the 2016 to 2018 model Santa Fe SUVs and the 17 to 18 Santa Fe Sport SUVs, amongst many other vehicles. So basically, Hyundai and Kia, if you have one of these, definitely be known. Be careful. Don't park it in a garage. Yeah. And Carlos is saying that he read the news today. And yes, he wasn't surprised. I was actually kind of surprised, probably because I don't have one of his vehicles. And Carlos's dad has a Kia Soul. So Carlos, hopefully your dad's car is okay. And Vicky, Facebook Live, amazing to have you join us. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here. We appreciate you so much for participating and supporting this show. Now, of course, I had to talk about this, and this you may have heard about already, but the issue of Amazon Prime. Now, I could ask how many of you have Amazon Prime. If you're like me, you've had Amazon Prime for some time. And not only that, my Amazon Prime membership supports many people in my family as well. So, unfortunately, the price of Amazon Prime is going up. And I don't mean a little bit. I mean enough that makes me go, oh, because that free 2-day, next day, someday same day shipping business and free grocery delivery via Amazon Fresh, discounts at Whole Foods. Well, all that comes as a price, as you know. Now, the typical Amazon Prime membership was $119. And it was at that price for a bit now, but now they're increasing it to $139 for annual subscribers. Now, to give you an idea of the context of this, we should hashtag this Amazonflation, because I did the calculation for you, of course. This is more than a 16% increase in their fee for Amazon Prime. And for those of you pay monthly, it increases from $13 to $15 a month. And for those who are students, it increases your subscription costs as well as low income subscribers. They are also increasing the cost there too. Kind of annoying. I feel like many of us in the last 2 years have upped our Amazon budget, right? Many of us have spent more money, but unfortunately, that cost is going up quite a bit. So we're not even talking about the cost and inflation on the cost of goods, but the subscription cost. I imagine a lot of that comes from things such as shipping, right, and employees turnover, and a lot of other costs that are coming into play. But I guess I kind of just remember that it wasn't that long ago that I heard about this super expensive Jeff Bezos yacht and how they had to dismantle a bridge in a city, a historical bridge. And I'm thinking, why increase the cost right now? That's what I'm thinking. Tell me what you think. For those of you who are paying for Amazon Prime, how do you feel about this leap in its cost? Because I just want you to know that's happening. Now, of course, I couldn't leave you high and dry without a solution to this. Now, if you're like me and you're probably going to retain your Amazon Prime membership, there is something you can do to combat that increase in cost. And I think you're going to like this. So what you can do is, I think before February 15th, so that's like next Tuesday, what you can do is you can go into your Amazon account and you can buy a gift 1-year subscription for Amazon Prime. And you can gift it to yourself, or like, I haven't done this yet. I'm going to have my husband buy it and gift it to me or something like that. And then you can put it into your account. And that way you lock in your Amazon price from its current levels where it is today, so that come next year, you can just, activate the gift subscription that you got. And that way you extend your or I shouldn't even say reduce, but the current levels of the cost of Amazon Prime. So if you're going to do that, make sure to do it soon, okay? Because you want to do that before Tuesday. Super, super important. Now, another thing I want to share with you that was announced today, I thought was really, really cool. Now, this thing, Amazon, I do like. You've probably heard me say this. If I always thought, well, if Amazon could redo the DMV experience, right? The Department of Motor Vehicles, it's a pretty stressful experience. You go there, if you have no reservation, you can sit there for hours. If you have a reservation, you can still sit there and wait for like at least 20, 30 or longer minutes. It's actually not the most efficient process. You even saw, if you watched the movie Zootopia, they made fun of the DMV experience. They had a sloth running the DMV, and that was considered fast. But anyhow, I've talked about that. I've talked about if Amazon could redo the U.S. Postal Service, maybe that would be more efficient. But so here's an area that I didn't think of, but I really like this idea of. And this is Amazon's brand new program called Amazon Care, CARE. And this is a new virtual healthcare program. Now, this is going to soon be nationwide. The company just announced this today. Now, currently, it's a sort of a hybrid service, which will allow you to have virtual care, virtual healthcare, that you can go onto the app. You can, talk to somebody, ask questions, even to send photographs of, let's say, like my son right now, he has this like rash on his hand. So, we schedule for a telehealth with his pediatrician. So you could do that. You could take a picture, you could text it into this app system, and then if they feel they need you, they could actually send someone to your home or office to actually see you in person for like that next level of care. So they just launched this healthcare service for Amazon employees initially in Seattle in the fall of 2019, right before the pandemic. And now they're making the program available to other companies in Washington State. That's as of March of 2021. That's of last year. And at this point, they're projecting to expand it to all 50 states. So this is really, really interesting. So this companies such as Silicon Labs and Whole Food Markets, which is also owned by Amazon's, offer Amazon Care to their employees. But for those of you who maybe you own a company or maybe you work at a company and you're thinking, this could be really, really convenient for myself, maybe my colleagues, maybe for my company, maybe for my team, maybe something that the owner at my company should actually put on their radar. I will say this: I actually went on it already. I downloaded the app just to check it out. And on the website, you can actually say, I'm an employer and I'd like to learn more about this for my employees. I signed up. I'll let you know what I hear back. But something to keep in mind, this could be really great because instead of having to go to urgent care centers or wait a line, or, I know there's a lot of people out there. My dad was like this, when my kids were younger, especially, it was really, really difficult to get them into a medical office. In fact, my dad, at some point, we couldn't even get him into a wheelchair because of the way he wasn't mobile. He couldn't move, right, from the neck down. So we really couldn't it wasn't feasible to get him into a wheelchair every time he needed to see a doctor. So I can see how something like this could be extremely important for a lot of Americans who are still struggling at home and have health care needs, that this could be very, very efficient, especially with us hearing more about long COVID. I think the more that we can advance the quality of medical care and the patient experience, this to me is really, really important. And if it's not Amazon Care, maybe it's something else. And this will sort of trigger more caregivers in the healthcare profession to see other ways to utilize this sort of technology. And maybe this kind of technology could be helpful in your line of work, even if you're not in medical care. Maybe sort of this is like the future. We'll see. We'll see. Lots of very good information. Hello, CrossX Fighter. I want to say a quick hello to you on YouTube Live. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here. And I agree with Vicky. Vicky says it's a great idea for the medical healthcare. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I'm really interested to see how it deploys, because sometimes things are great in concept, but in deployment, it doesn't work as well, right? So we'll have to wait and see how that works. But I have a feeling that if we can utilize more technology and we can make things more efficient for people to get the care that they need, and I think I'm going to guess, I'm not a medical professional, but I would guess that a lot of questions can be resolved via smartphone, right? Or an iPad via telemedicine. I think has a long way to go. And I think it can actually solve a lot of problems. So we'll see how that goes. But I thought I would share that with you. Now, my last thing that I want to share with you is this. Wanted to make sure that you had this on your radar. And of course, if it's helpful, you can share this with someone that you care about that could benefit from this. I just shared my latest article. This is my latest article on Forbes, and this is called the 12 money moves you should make before tax season. This is something that I want you to pay attention to. Check it out. If you don't see the link, we're going to share the link out. But if you can't see the link, all you need to do is go to Google and Google Winnie Sun Forbes. And my articles will all pop up, and I would love to get your insight, and see how you feel about them. You can comment them, let me know. And of course, if there's something that you're really interested in, you're like, you know what, Winnie, I want to learn more about this personal finance or business or something else that you think would be meaningful to our show, our program, or on the content that I share on Forbes as well, send me a direct message tweet me, send me a message of where you are. I would love to hear from you. That's why, we know sharing is caring. But take a look at that. I think you're going to find it helpful. And of course, there's a share button on Forbes. Go ahead and share that out. Tag me on it, and that way I can give you a big, great thank you on social media. I mean, Vicky, you've been tremendous in this way. Sadiq as well. So thank you all so much, Joshua. Thank you all so much for doing this time and time again. And most important, thank you so much for watching and supporting our program. Please take a moment to share this show with someone that you care about. And as a reminder, you can find full episodes of Level Up with Winnie's Son on the CW San Francisco, NASDAQ, Amazon Fire, and Roku. Be well, and I can't wait to see you again later this week. Take care now.